Recently, something remarkable happened. An open letter was sent by the Royal Palace of the African Diaspora to His Excellency, the President of Ghana, John Mahama, regarding the 17th through 19th Reparations Conference. And what began as a concern by our cabinet quickly became something larger. Traditional leaders signed on, civil society leaders, members of the African diaspora from the Caribbean signed, Africans and Afro-descendants from Europe included their endorsement, and African Americans signed on as well. Even a former ambassador added his name. And more signatures continue to arrive. Why? Because this is not about personalities, but the politics of memory and correcting injustices. Many of us have spent years supporting Ghana's leadership on the right to return, on reparations, of course, and the broader global African agenda. The high-level consultative conference was amazing, but for one thing. And we bring this up because we need to be mindful of the company we keep. See, the French government was invited as a keynote speaker. Yes, that France. The 1825 demand for ransom from a liberated Haiti, France. The one who in 1944 massacred Senegalese sharpshooters who fought for France in the Second World War, France. The same one who dropped napalm on Cameroonian civilians in the late 1950s through 60s, France. The 1994 Rwandan genocide abating France, the present enemy of the Sahelian alliance. That one. The France that a few months ago abstained from the historic UN resolution vote, which 123 other nations declared the transatlantic slave trade as the biggest crime against humanity. Because their president, Emmanuel Macron, believes that crimes against humanity should not be viewed in a hierarchy, thus dismissing the depth, the duration, and weight of our legacy, our suffering, and the stripping away of our dignity. That France. A state who has decided to reframe the global African community's articulation of what we want and need for reparations to better protect their interests. If reparations are meant to address the historic harms of slavery, colonialism, and racial domination, why are former colonial powers helping shape the conversation? Why do they continue to mold the meta-narrative of sovereign peoples? Why are those who helped create the wound being positioned to help define the remedy? Sometimes, my people, we require a little bit of cultural privacy to take care of our business. And at a time when Africans across the continent are debating sovereignty, self-determination, and the unfinished work of decolonization, these issues matter. We're not seeking conflict. We're seeking clarity, and we're asking for transparency. The descendants of the enslaved deserve answers. The descendants of colonized peoples deserve answers, and certainly the global African family deserves answers. As we just commemorated Juneteenth and are preparing for the 235th anniversary of the ceremony and Congress of Bwakayima, African descendants all over the world and other oppressed people are marking the 25th anniversary of the Durban Declaration and Program of Action Plan. And we continue the work of the Second International Decade for People of African Descent. We believe reparations must remain centered on the voices of African and Afro-descendants themselves. We support Ghana, we support reparations, we support justice. And because we support these things, we ask the difficult questions, and we ask them respectfully, and we do so collectively with our eyes fixed firmly on the future. Reparations are not a research project. It is a search for peace project. More importantly, it is the search for and attainment of justice. And justice begins by listening to those who have carried the burden of history the longest. Please see the copy of our letter below. And if you're interested in signing on, even though it's already been submitted, you're welcome to do so. Aibobo.